Good evening, everyone. My name is Letitia Harriet McLeod, a final year student at the Micro University College. I am currently carrying out my teaching practice at a secondary high school in St. Thomas. This presentation is focused on my needs assessment with the topic examining the impact of defined behavior in a group of grade 7 students at a secondary high school in St. Thomas. The aim of this presentation is to examine the defined behaviors that are being displayed by the grade 7 students and to use suggested recommendations on how to improve students' defined behaviors. In order to carry out this research, specific instruments were used, such as interviews, observation checklists, questionnaires. These were used to answer the questions that the researcher was seeking. This presentation includes the purpose and needs assessment questions, methodology, explanation of the results, intervention, and reflection. Purpose and needs assessment questions. The purpose of this needs assessment is to gather information and see how best we can remedy the defined behaviors that are being displayed by the grade 7 students so that students can perform at their full potential. On many occasions, the grade 7 students were sent to the vice principal's office for misbehaving. On more than one occasion while teaching, the students could be seen throwing papers at each other while class was in session. This sometimes ends up with them fighting. Whenever I go to class, you will find at least 5 or more students wanting permission to go to the bathroom, and sometimes only 2 returns to class. When they are expected to write, some don't have any pens. When given pens, they still refuse to write. They have an overall issue when it comes to complying with rules. This study will therefore be helpful to these defined students as it focuses on finding ways to reduce defined behaviors in the grade 7 students. The, the following needs assessment questions were selected. What are the defined behaviors that the grade 7 students at a secondary school in St. Thomas are displaying? What are the underlying factors contributing to defined behavior? What strategies can be used to address defined behavior in the grade 7 students? Methodology. Methodology. The data collection methods that were used were observation, checklists, and interviews. The population within this study consisted of 1 vice principal, 2 guidance counselors, 1 grade 7 coordinator, 4 form teachers, and 10 grade 7 students from 4 different grade 7 classes. The students were both males and females with age ranging from 12 to 13 years old. These 10 students were chosen based on observation done. The classroom teachers were given observation checklists to observe the type of defiant behaviors that the students displayed while they were in class. These students, while being observed, displayed behaviors which included challenging authority, argumentative, teasing, refusing to obey rules, not complying with instructions when given, gambling, and being disrespectful to others. I would have had discussion with the grade 7 supervisor, vice principal, and guidance counselor, and these were the same behaviors that were reported. On many occasions, the vice principal and dean of discipline could be seen walking the compound while classes were in session. The grade 7 students will hide in the bathroom in order not to attend classes. Also, some were found gambling. I had an instance where one of my grade 7 students was seen with a dad and I had to take it from him. Some students were given attendance books where each classes that they attend, the teacher had to sign as proof that they attended the class. The students did a questionnaire as well that was aimed at finding out if they had a good relationship with their peers, teachers, and parents, and what were some of the reasons that caused them not to want to attend class. The students did a questionnaire as well that was aimed at finding out if they had a good relationship with their peers, teachers, and parents, and what were some of the reasons that caused them not to want to attend classes. The form teachers, guidance counselors, and vice principals, also the grade supervisor, completed a Google form questionnaire that was aimed at examining the impact of defiant behavior in the grade 7 students. It was also done to identify the underlying factors that were impacting students' behavior and the strategies that could be used to correct these behaviors. This information was attained by requesting permissions to have the students to be a part of this research and answering the questionnaire, which was approved by the institution. The timeline for the needs assessment runs over a 2-week period. The data was collected, organized, summarized, and will be presented using tables, pie charts to justify the factors that were affecting the students and what can be done to make this correction. Let's go to the results. A survey was completed by 10 students, 5 males and 5 females. They were asked the questions, have you ever been engaged in any of the defined behaviors listed below? Please select all that apply. 100%, according to the bar chart, selected arguing. 90% selected disobedience, annoying or upsetting others, and refusal to follow rules. They were also asked to give examples of some of the defiant behaviors that they would have displayed. They stated that walking out of class, throwing papers around, hiding from classes, fighting, refuses to do schoolwork, refusing to listen, talking in class, skip classes, argue with teachers, not obeying rules, hissing teeth, and cursing expletive. They were also asked, how frequently do you engage in these defiant behaviors at school? 55.6%, according to the pie chart, stated often. 22.2% stated rarely. 11.1% stated very often and occasionally. Students were also asked, what changes in the school environment do you think would help reduce your defiant behaviors? They said that the teachers need to explain the lesson better and they need to be respectful. Teachers also need to stop being biased. Teachers need to stop showing favoritism. Teachers need to be more respectful. So these were some of the behaviors that they stated that the teachers were displaying that caused them to be displaying these defiant behaviors. The teachers also completed a questionnaire. They were asked, do you observe defiant behaviors among the grade 7 students? All selected yes. They were also asked, what are the defiant behaviors that the grade 7 students are displaying? Select all that applies. 100% selected disrespectful behaviors, challenging authority, and refusing to obey rules. 66.7% stated gambling, truancy, and deliberately annoying. Teachers were also asked, what impact does defiant behavior have on the student's performance? They are not performing as they should. Poor work quality. It affects students' performance negatively, resulting in poor performance. Such behaviors causes students to lose focus concerning time for learning. They also stated that academically, they are negatively affected as time that should be spent on academic instruction has to be spent correcting behavior. If external referrals are made, this may be loss of instructional time. Defined behavior significantly reduce students' academic achievements. They were also asked, what do you think are the underlying factors contributing to defiant behaviors? The teacher stated lack of proper parenting, lack of consequences and accountability on both students and parents. Students were misplaced. They need to be assessed. Work might be too challenging. Teachers might not have the necessary training to meet the needs of the students. They also stated lack of proper parenting, societal pressure through music, mass media, and the internet, influence of negative social media content, environmental factors, which include neglect, abuse, poor parenting, nutritional attention seeking, and also lack of parental support to the school. They were asked, what strategies do you think can be put in place to address defiant behavior? Teachers stated, more parental support and workshop and behavioral intervention programs. Have a consequence system with merit, praise, special program for them to attend. Example, anger management, effective communication, find out what they like and incorporate it in their lesson. Parental involvement, fostering a disciplined environment in schools with consequences for maladaptive behavior. Encouraging students to serve the Lord to help them to be the best version of themselves. Educating parents on how to prevent, treat with such behaviors are very important. Greater control in need regarding what children are exposed to via social media. Carefully defined rules and boundaries, more parental involvement, complementing, rewarding, and positive behavior. Parenting workshop and seminar for students with deviant behaviors. So that's it for the results. Intervention. An intervention plan is a blueprint of helping a student build specific skills or reach a goal. In other words, it's an action plan. This includes a goal, intervention strategy, timeline, and progress monitoring method. Based on the results from the needs assessment, it can be concluded that in order to reduce defiant behavior in the grade 7 students, an intervention plan needs to be done so that the students can perform better in school. Some of the strategies that were recommended by the teachers, counselors, and vice principal will be considered as well, such as more parental support and workshops, behavioral intervention programs, finding out what the students like and incorporate it in our lessons. As students involved in devotion and encourage parents to have devotion in their homes as well. These teachers are experienced and have been teaching for a while, therefore I value their recommendation. Students will be engaged in intervention plan for a period of 6 weeks. The objective will be to reduce the defiant behaviors that are being displayed by these grade 7 students by using the REBT theory. REBT is an action-oriented approach that focuses on helping people deal with irrational beliefs and learn how to manage their emotions, thoughts, and behaviors in healthier and more realistic ways. And applying the reframing technique, students will have sessions with counselors to help identify irrational thoughts that are causing them to display these defiant behaviors. Students will also complete worksheets that are specific to disputing irrational beliefs. There is no one size fits all, and therefore, I will also be researching while collaborating with my supervisor and site counselors to see what works for them and use it in my intervention approach, as well as we will also be working with the parents and teachers to see how best we can work together to meet the needs of these students. Reflection. While preparing for my presentation, I had the opportunity to work with these wonderful students and staff. They were willing to help in any way possible. I had also had session with some of these students, and I must say that most of them are very intelligent and just need someone to continue to believe in them and help them to transition into wonderful men and women. I must say it was not always easy as I had to take time to make time for teaching, counseling, and doing other school activities, as well as going to work after school. There were nights while doing my assignment, I find myself falling asleep, and my husband had to be waking me. I give thanks for my wonderful facilitator, Mr. Franklin Belly, I, that gave us valuable feedback that has helped us to complete this course successfully. I must say that it was a great experience and I will use all the information that I have learned to build myself and to help my students to rise above the challenges that they are facing. Thank you.